Hey guys, my name is Bree and welcome back to my channel. And as you can see, I'm coming to you guys with a very different video. I'm coming to you guys live and on my couch. I wanted to come on here and share with you guys what it's like living with a progressive eye disease. But before we get started, definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on. And shout out to all my new subscribers. You guys are amazing. I haven't posted a video since November, but you guys are liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing. So thank you so much for the love. It's definitely appreciated. So let's get started.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn.
Before I get started, I'll be sipping my coffee throughout this video because it is 10 o'clock in the morning and I really just want to hop on camera and share this with you guys before I go out and run my errands. So, you know, just good. 3 to 4 years ago, I was diagnosed with a condition called keratoconus. And what keratoconus is a corneal disease that causes your cornea to weaken and bulge. And as your cornea is bulging, it causes change in your eye health. So you may have blurred vision, distorted vision, sensitivity to light and glare. To share my story, how I came about learning about having this condition. So just to backtrack a little bit, I've always had astigmatism. I was told I had astigmatism probably when I was like in elementary school. So I always owned a pair of glasses, and I'm going to say owned because I never wore them. I wore them like rarely. People who know me wouldn't think that I wear glasses, but I was always prescribed glasses ever since I was very small, but I rarely wore them. But as I was getting older, I was noticing that my vision was changing. It was more blurry. Reading papers, like reading was, I noticed that I'll be reading stuff and I will be like this. Or I'll be on my computer and I'll be just like, you know? And one of my coworkers was like, girl, like, you're sitting so close to your computer. So I'm like, okay, let me go, you know, and get some, you know, stronger glasses, because at that time, y'all, I had those glasses since like forever and they didn't work. Okay, so I went to Sears, you know, thinking, you know, I'll get a prescription, boom, 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 1, 2, 3, and I'm in and out. So as the guy is looking at my eye, he's like, and I'm just like, what's going on? So he said to me, well, glasses may not help correct your vision in the left eye because it looks like you have what's called keratoconus. Here's a prescription for your glasses and here's a referral to the specialist. Have a great day. So I'm like, what the hell? And I'm like, I have a what? And he was like, yeah, there's no cure. And I was like, wait, what? And I said, oh, no. I did not come here for this. I did not come to hear this. This is not what I wanted to hear right now or ever. Freaking out. So the first thing I do when I go home, I'm typing in Google, blah, 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 what is this? And I freaked myself out more. I was like, let me go on YouTube and maybe I could see a person, you know, a video like this. Not saying doctors talking about it or interviews with people about it. I wanted a real, true video of someone sharing their story because, you guys, I was so scared. Like, who wants to hear they have any type of condition, especially a condition that can't be cured? So I followed up with an ophthalmologist and he confirmed that I had this condition, and he discussed with me treatment options that's available. So he discussed with me cross-linking procedure, which, you know, I was a good candidate because after they check your eye, they do like different mapping tests and measurements, and they see where you're at in the disease. And if you're too, I guess, far along in the disease, you may need a corneal transplant. So he said that you'll be a good candidate for cross-linking in order to stabilize your eye to prevent you from getting the transplant. So I'm going to discuss with you what cross-linking is and, you know, what it is. Okay. And I typed everything down because I don't want to forget anything because I'm going to be super annoyed. So Hold on, shout out to my dad. He lives in Chicago and he got me this mug. This is my favorite mug ever. Thank you, Dan. But yeah, it literally is my favorite mug. What cross-linking is an outpatient procedure designed to treat progressive keratoconus and other conditions that cause a similar weakening of the cornea. I want to talk about the other conditions because I have no clue what they are. I'm only here to talk about what I got, okay? Not what I have, because I'm not claiming it, what I've been diagnosed with. There you go. Don't ever claim stuff like that, you know, because don't claim it. That's what my grandma says, so I'm not gonna claim it. The purpose of cross-linking is to strengthen and stabilize the cornea by creating new links between collagen fibers within the cornea. The purpose is to stabilize your eye and lock it in where it's at, so your cornea will continue to bulge. Because like I mentioned, the more it continues to bulge and you know, the more progressive it gets, you may need to get a transplant. So the purpose is to stabilize it, lock it where it's at, so your eye can function at a baseline. So it's a two-step procedure which applies liquid vitamin B2 on the surface of the eye, immediately followed by a controlled exposure of the eye to ultraviolet light. So there's two basic types of cross-linking, and the one I received was the epithelium off. And in this type of cross-linking procedure, the thin outer layer of the epithelium of the cornea is removed to allow the vitamin B2 to really penetrate into the cornea. The one is the epithelium stays on, and that one, you know, it stays on, and I don't have that much information about that one because I did not receive that. But I will leave a link down below of some really good resources that you could read on, you know, about it. Second opinion, because anytime you undergo any type of procedure, you know, whether it's small or big, you always want to get a second opinion. It's always helpful to get a second opinion because you always need an extra set of eyes or two. Because you guys, I will tell you this, when I went to the first ophthalmologist, he said that I have keratoconus in both of my eyes and that I needed surgery in both of my eyes. And at that time, it wasn't FDA approved, so no insurances was covering it, and the procedure is $3,000 to $4,000 per eye. So I'm like, so I have to drop $8,000 right now on both of my eyes, and I was just like, what? But my right eye is perfect, no blurriness, no nothing. So my mom said, no, you need to go get you a second opinion. So I went to this facility in Manhattan. I live in New York. And I went to a corneal, an ophthalmologist who specializes in corneal diseases. And he's like, no, your right eye is perfect. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I would have gotten both procedures in my eye. So he was like, no, your right eye is perfect. Granted, it's not 20/20, but it's perfect. He said, we're not even gonna touch the right eye, but it's your left eye that is affected. And so he did tell me that, you know, right now studies are not showing whether it's genetic and there's no real explanation of how someone can get it, but it's early to follow up with routine visits to the eye doctor because a lot of the times it can be mistaken for astigmatism. So eye health, you guys, is super important. It's always good to just do routine checks, you guys. I cannot stress it's super important because you want to be able, let's say you do have it, you know, you want to be able to catch it in the early stages. He goes, your right eye is perfect, it's awesome. So I went ahead and I scheduled it, and it cost me $4,000. I had to pay the monies full frontal before the surgery. So thankfully, you know, I was in a position to, you know, be able to pay that $4,000. But I would recommend that for some people, you know, shelling out $4,000, $3,000, you know, for something isn't easy for a lot of people. I mean, you guys, it's expensive as hell to live. So I would recommend going to a facility able to do any type of financial planning with them, because that may be really helpful. And I scheduled my appointment on November 27th, 2018, and that is a very, you know, special day for me, a very transformative day for me, a day that I will obviously always remember, because, you know, this has been life changing for me. So to go back a little bit, because I feel like I'm jumping around. So now cross-linking is FDA approved, but most insurances are not covering it. But you can provide some documentations from the doctor's office and in hopes to get a reimbursement. But you know, but it's crazy because they've been doing this procedure in Europe since like forever, and we're just now catching up. And it's crazy because for me, I cannot understand how insurance companies don't see this as medically necessary, because don't we need our eyes? Like, is it not important? I scheduled my appointment on November 27th, and now I'm going to discuss what to expect during the procedure and post-operation. Okay, so now we're speeding up at the point where I scheduled my appointment. It's November 27th. I'm scared as hell, and obviously you have to have someone accompany you, and my mama was there the whole way. You do numb your eye. Now, the numbing eye drops do burn, but it burns for like a couple of seconds. It's not that long. So they numb your eye, and like I mentioned previously, I got the cross-linking with the epithelium is off. So you had to scrape that off so you don't feel it, obviously, because your eye is numb and you're awake during the whole thing. So you don't feel it, but you do hear it, so that's kind of creepy. So after they scrape that off, honestly, all it is for the next 60 to 90 minutes is the eye drops and the ultraviolet light. That's what it is. And so it's not bad. And now, does it hurt? No. Is it uncomfortable? Yes. The numbing drops, they wear off, you know, after a couple of minutes. Ask them to add more drops if you need it. For me, the burning sensation of the numbing drops was more uncomfortable than the actual procedure itself. So towards the end, I told them to hold up on the numbing drops. I'm just gonna tough it out. So it was very uncomfortable, I'm not gonna lie. The last couple of minutes it was. So after they finish the procedure, like I mentioned, it's about 60 to 90 minutes. He cleans your eye, flushes it out with cold water, and you guys, that feels like a ultra brain freeze. It did not feel good at all. So after that's done, he puts a soft contact lens bandage over your eye, you know, to prevent, you know, any type of infections and all that stuff. And you will also be given some antibiotic and anti-inflammatory drops that you will use, you know, whatever amount of days he prescribes it, or she prescribes it. And you'll be given some pain medications, nothing crazy. You won't get no perkies and nothing like that. You'll get like Tylenol or something like that. So what to expect after the procedure is done, I'm gonna let y'all know. Baby, that pain, I have never been in that much pain in my life. Your eye is going to be swollen shut. You still have to use the drops even though your eye is swollen shut. So that was pretty painful, even, you know, having to open my eye to put the drops in. That was super painful. About the healing time. The pain and the swelling went down in a couple of days. I returned to work the following week. But even during that week that I took off, towards the end of the week, my eye was doing well. I took a week off from work because I just wanted to rest and take care of my eyes, not have too much light in my eyes. And at that time, I was working at a job where I was always on the computer. So I didn't want to strain my eyes at all. I just wanted to rest my eyes and get well. So, but the following week, I was back at work, working, and I was good to go. The healing time for the procedure is 3 months. So you do have to take care of your eye, use your drops as prescribed. Don't rub your eyes, don't itch your eyes. but really take care of your eyes. Even something as, you know, not being on your phone for too long, because we all know we like to scroll on Instagram or look at the shade room, you know, but it's really important to really, you know, decrease the amount of time, you know, that you're on your phone or watching TV, which is another reason why I wasn't making videos, because I didn't want to be in front of the ring light and have all this light in front of my eyes. So I really took every precaution in order to make sure that I was taking care of my eye, because the last thing I wanted is this surgery to be a waste of time. And during those 3 months, your eye will take a while for it to go back to its normal functioning. For me, I experienced some haziness, so if I covered my right eye and had my left eye open, everything I would see would be hazy, it wouldn't be clear. But yeah, so it took about 2 to 3 months for the haziness to go away, honestly. So what to expect after the 3 months is up. Today is the 19th of February, and I followed up with my doctor last week, and he said my eye looks beautiful, it's healing well. He said that he's even hoping that my vision may improve, because he has seen in some of his patients that following the cross-linking, their vision had some improvements. So he's hoping that it improves, and I'm so happy and I'm so thankful. And throughout this whole process, I've been in good spirits. I've had an amazing support system, because like I mentioned, hearing that you have a condition that's, you know, can't be cured, or glasses won't be able to fix it, you know, it's scary. And I'm just so thankful that the cross-linking has been successful. So right now, my doctor and I were discussing an option of a hard lens, and that is costly as well, because it ain't covered by insurance, but that's going to cost me about $2,400. So like I mentioned, that you guys, the coins have to be up, and if you have people helping you pay for it, that's amazing. Or even, like I said, going to a facility that's willing to work with you financially is really important as well. Anyway, but this is my story, living with keratoconus. You know, what is the life for me? You know, my journey with it. It's really important to remain in good spirits, and that's with anything, like just in life in general, guys. Is keratoconus something to be nervous about? Of course, it's your eye health. It's important, like I mentioned, to educate yourself on what it is and the treatments out there, and most importantly, you know, following up with your eye doctor, getting routine checks in order to catch it in its early stages is also important. But I really hope this video was helpful, you know, to anyone, you know, living with this condition. If you guys have any questions, definitely comment below. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and of course, I'll see you guys back next time.